Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now on the news at 10, a weather watch alert as heavy rain brings flash flooding to parts of the state. We'll time out the impacts and what you may be able to expect for your commute tomorrow ahead.
And this rain was very much awaited, but it did cause some small problems out on the roads. I'm Fox 61's Gabby Molina live in Norwich tonight. I'll have those details coming up.
Also right now on the news at 10, a Hartford police officer is arrested, accused of shooting a man in the hand while off duty in Waterbury. We'll have the latest ahead.
When you first hear about it, obviously it's a disbelief. It's turned into an anger.
And in a Fox 61 follow-up, we're learning more about the police sergeant who's accused of shooting and killing his wife in a murder-suicide.
And we begin tonight with that weather watch alert as we are tracking heavy rain across Connecticut. Some parts of the state saw heavy downpours this afternoon, and the rain is back tonight. And in fact, we're expecting it to continue well into the morning. Good evening, I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Thanks for making us part of your Labor Day. Well, it was certainly a wet end to the holiday weekend, but with the ongoing drought across Connecticut, the rain is definitely needed and welcomed. We have live team coverage of these Labor Day rainstorms. Fox 61's Gabby Molina is checking out the road conditions in eastern Connecticut tonight and will join us live from Norwich in just a couple minutes.
Alicia Machado is in the western part of the state. She will also join us live from Waterbury shortly. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Ryan Breton for a look at the forecast. Ryan.
Hi, Brent, Sarah. Hi, everybody. The rain very impressive, especially in eastern Connecticut. These are actual rainfall totals that have come in. Most of this falling in just a few hours this afternoon and evening. More than 6 inches in Lisbon and Jewett City. That really kind of the epicenter of where the heaviest rain fell. But moves up almost 5.5 inches. East Hampton, 3 3/4 inches of rain there, and even New Milford in western Connecticut, about 1.5 inches of rain so far. The good news right now is that the rain that we are seeing in most spots is much lighter than it was earlier. Greens and yellows overall pretty good. We can manage that. It's when we get into the darker reds and the oranges, that's heavier rain. We do have some heavier elements of rain starting to move back into western Connecticut, and still one stubborn area of pretty heavy rain over far southeastern parts of the state around Stonington over into westerly Rhode Island. But for the most part, the rain has lightened up in the areas that saw the flooding earlier on. There has not been much rain along the immediate shoreline yet. Just inland is where most of the rain has been, but we have one downpour that's just starting to flare up over North Branford, New Haven. That's headed up toward Hamden at this point. In Waterbury at the moment, the rain is not too heavy, but there is some heavier rain to the west of Waterbury, and this is going to start moving that way. New Milford in the downpour right now, as is Southbury. In the Hartford area, the rain fairly light right now, but there is one downpour that's headed through Avon, and this is going to be moving up towards Simsbury and into the Granby area as well. The rest of the night, we have off and on showers and downpours, and this is your morning commute tomorrow. Very wet. The rain will continue off and on through the day tomorrow. Want to take you right now to Norwich, where the rain is lighter, but there was quite a bit of it earlier on, and some flash flooding too. That's where Gabby Molina is right now. Hi, Gabby.
Hey, Ryan. Yeah, the rain has certainly slowed down very much compared to earlier. It's just a sprinkle right now. We still need our hood and would probably still need the windshield wipers, but nothing compared to earlier. You can see behind me, the roads are still wet from those heavy downpours that we saw earlier. That's what caused some flash flooding. Not much of that to show anymore. There's not even really big puddles out here. All that we have is a little bit of water collecting on the side of the road to give you an idea of what we saw earlier. But people in this area are bracing for the possibility of some more flooding. Some long-awaited rain to start off the week. In some areas, though, it did cause a bit of flash flooding. Newent Road in the Lisbon-Jewett City area was blocked off Monday afternoon due to flooding under an overpass. Heavy downpours turning the front lawn of a business in Lisbon into a pond. And on the roads, cars had to take it slow with all the rain causing slick conditions. The rain was very much needed, though. Seth Croteau of Jewett City has been keeping a close eye on his rain gauge, emptying it at 6.5 inches Monday evening. His garden and the bees he keeps depend on the rain, and it's been a very dry summer.
The drought's been tough, and so we've been watching a lot of this water coming down. I have hives all over the place, and the bees are so dependent on nectar, which the weeds come and they actually suck up water from the ground and stuff like that, produce nectar. We might get a little extra honey because of this water. We'll see what happens.
There is more rain expected, with the potential for more flooding. To prepare, experts suggest making sure your sump pump works, removing debris from the catch basins near your home to help prevent street flooding, and clear your drains and gutters. Now, if you do see flooding near your home, keep us updated. You can do that right on the Fox 61 News app. Just use the Near Me feature. Now, Waterbury also did see a bit of flooding earlier today. That's where you find Fox 61's Alicia Machado with more on that.
Hey, Gabby, yes, some light rain coming down here now in Waterbury, and just as quickly as we got those reports of some minor flooding over near West Main Street, that water receding just as quickly, going out in about around half an hour to an hour there. But right now, what we're seeing out here is some puddles pushing along the side of the road. So if you are going to be out here tonight, you're going to want to be careful and keep an eye out for those. We have had some periods of steady, moderate rain throughout the day here, which has led again to what I see here, some water pooling on the sides of the street. We'll show you a closer look at one now. Take a look at this video we shot earlier from West Main Street. This is near Thomaston Avenue tonight, where some large puddles formed along the side of the road. They pick up quite a bit of water as cars pass through. We did also see some reports of minor flooding here earlier, and we also saw a vehicle hydroplaning when we were on the road near Thomaston Avenue earlier today. Thankfully, they were able to steady their car out, but we experienced some reduced visibility on the highways as well earlier today. So a lot of potential road hazards out there if you are planning on heading out later tonight or into the morning commute tomorrow. So as this rain continues, you will want to be careful on the roads during wet conditions like this. AAA recommends slowing down. Leave some extra room between you and the car in front of you, and have your defroster on to prevent your windows from fogging up. If you do encounter some flooded roads, though, don't go through, turn around, because water could get pulled into your engine. Tonight we also saw a large tree branch in the road on Route 8 in Thomaston, so keep an extra eye out in front of you and on the roads as well if you are planning to head out for the morning commute tomorrow. But as Ryan said, there will be some heavier downpour coming throughout western Connecticut, so keep an eye out for that later tonight if you are still planning on heading out. People still out here tonight. We are live for now in Waterbury. Alicia Machado, Fox 61 News.
All right, good advice, Alicia. Thank you. And be sure to download the free Fox 61 News app. It's a great resource to get the latest forecasts and weather alerts across Connecticut. It's also especially helpful if you lose power during a storm. All right, a Hartford police detective is suspended without pay tonight after he was accused of shooting a man in the hand in Waterbury. Gregory Thomas faces 3 charges, including assault, in connection with the fight early Sunday morning. The victim was treated at the hospital and released. Thomas was off duty during the incident. In a statement, Hartford police say Thomas will stay suspended as they investigate that incident.
A former firefighter will be spending decades in jail for sexually assaulting several women. 49-year-old Angelo Aliano has been sentenced to 25 years, followed by 10 years of special parole. He was found guilty for sexual assaults back in 2001, 2004, 2007, and 2008. Aliano will also have to register as a sex offender. A man convicted of murdering his wife will get a new trial. Connecticut Supreme Court ordered the conviction of Patrick Miles to be thrown out. Justice Stephen Ecker wrote, the prosecutor in the case repeatedly emphasized to the jury during closing arguments that Miles remained silent before trial. Ecker said the prosecutor's actions violated Miles' right to due process. Miles was sentenced to 55 years in prison for the killing. He remains behind bars awaiting his new trial.
And a Fox 61 follow-up tonight. We're learning more about the Avon police sergeant who investigators say shot and killed his wife in a murder-suicide. According to the personnel file for Sergeant Thomas Jasius, he received many positive performance evaluations and 2 internal investigations, one in which he was exonerated. Avon's police chief says he was stunned when he heard what Jasius did.
We're trained. So everybody's looking at themselves saying, how did we miss this? How could somebody that we knew, we worked side by side with, day in and day out, how can we miss this?
Coming up at 11, Fox 61's Matt Caron digs deeper into Jasius's file and tells us what he was planning to do with friends before that murder-suicide.
The town of Cromwell is mourning the death of its mayor, Ellen Spotts. Mayor Spotts was only in office for about a year. Many people in Cromwell are remembering him as a fixture of the community for more than 3 decades. He served in the town's council and several other governmental positions.
His heart was as big as the town of Cromwell in that he was always looking for ways to give back to the town of Cromwell.
He was like another father to me, a great human being. So there was no other, finer person that I could see to step into that role and lead the town after my term had ended.
Deputy Mayor Stephen Fortenbach is now Cromwell's acting mayor. According to the town charter, the Republican Town Committee will meet to appoint a new mayor and deputy mayor.